And it is the programming with a bit of a difference this week. We're at the Vaal on a Wednesday. Please take note, not on a Tuesday or our usual Thursdays, but on a Wednesday. And that is due to the national sales, which we are accommodating as of Thursday up to the weekend. Of course, if you want to know anything about our change of programming for this week, do get in touch with us on our X handle or via our WhatsApp number. We'll only be too happy to give you all the necessary details. Of course, it is national sales, and we're looking forward to all the breeders. We wish them all the very best, and of course the potential owners of superstars. Right, Mr. Marie, are you going to be at the sales? I think you guys can afford to be at the sales after your weekend exploits.
Cecil, I enjoyed finding horses in training when Kimberley was still around.
Yes, I remember.
And of course, since then I haven't really got involved in racehorse ownership. So one never knows what happens.
One never knows, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Now, what about this 8-race program? We're on the standside track, and it has become one of those conundrums. We don't know where the going is, for how long and how many races. But some biggish fields, and I think the exotics could be the way to go, sir.
The way I read the course setup, it could be favoured towards the inside. But like you say, one never knows.
One never knows at all.
I think it boils down to where the actual pace of the race is.
Yes.
So
Yes. But bipod is your speciality, and we've done well by you. Yes, Sunday, I think I worked it out at least 8 times. 96 Rand, 8 times. And that was a dividend of 54 Rand, so well played.
At least somebody's following. Thanks.
Right, give us your numbers for the very first.
I played the safe routes in the opening leg. Obviously, Mr. Tony Peters' run is the foremost.
Yes.
Lovely debut on the high vaal, George's Klein. Can certainly build on that effort. The horse that beats him on that occasion could be anything, because there was support in the market for Woodlarkus's baby. And I backed him up with a lead the charge. I like the fact that he's coming back in trip. Craig Zaki would be the right horse to, the right jockey to speak to over here, because I'm sure he's put a leg over lead the charge, and he rode the winner who beat George's Klein last night.
Okay, that was one more.
Yeah, the safe route says.
All right, we got the safe route. Just before we have a look at the selections, a very good morning to you, Mr. Burrows. Pick 6, prompt home. I nearly used something guttural there. Yeah, and your winners also, your best bets also came through. Very well played on Sunday. And hopefully we are into a good week ahead of us, Mr. Burrows.
Yes, thank you. It was Saturday was difficult, but Sunday we cleaned up. I labelled that filly Celtic Beauty. She shortened from 5 to 1 into 5 to 2. And then the last race, Pretty Victory, was the best bet of the weekend, and you could get around 5 to 2, which was a very generous price, about a top filly in the making. So we're going to use that money, and we're going to play the Vaal as well as Greyville on Thursday. Starting in race 1, I thought a 2-horse race between Gorgeous Klein and Lead the Charge. Now, Lead the Charge is going to enjoy the step back in trip. That family, there's a lot of speed. I think the 14 just caught him out too early in his career, and the 1200 is going to be ideal. Gorgeous Klein, good local debut, and can only build on that effort. So 10 and 11 to fight it out. Healthy respect for the first timers, 9 and 12.
10 and 11, and very popular with both our tipsters, and there is confirmation. 144 Rand is the total outlay to that bipod, and it's an off time of 12:35 as we get underway with racing at the Vaal on a Wednesday. All right, we get into our first handicap with the running off race number 2. This will be the first leg of the place accumulator. Fillies and Mares 80. It's over the 1,600 meters. And we do have a very short price favorite in the form of the one Miss Hannigan, who is at 6 to 10, about the Fabian Bib Charge, who's looking to make it back-to-back victories since relocating. Number 2, Give Me a Light, is finding the support. That is into 17 to 10 from 18 to 10 overnight. And then for the remainder, it is 7 to 1 about the 3, Andy's Girl. A runner just a few days back on Saturday. That was a game behind the very useful On the Horizon. That was 7th, 3.20 lengths bound over the 14. They go over the 1,600. And Mr. Burrows, Miss Hannigan, now that is going back over the 1,600. Only ever tried the 1,600 once. Do you think with the sort of form it's in, that should be a doddle?
Not for me, Cecil. I'm big in the camp of give me a light. This filly, she opened 7-2, so I grabbed the price, and now she's 17-10. But if you watch the replay of her last start, from the 400 all the way to the 100-meter mark, she couldn't find a gap.
Yeah.
She was absolutely cruising on the outside, and she had to switch in late, and she was flying through them. She would have won going away if the gaps open. That was a strong field. Now, if you compare that sort of form behind Francis Ethel, One Fell Swoop, Platinum Princess, to Miss Hannigan beating a horse like Empress Game, I know she won by 6 lengths, but this is a big step up in class against Gimme a Light. And for that reason, as long as the mile's not out of Gimme a Light's reach, I think she'll have the beating of Miss Hannigan. I could be wrong, but I'm in the camp of give me a light. Miss Hannigan was impressive last time out, but the mile could be stretching her too. So give me a light for me.
That's what we'd like to hear, Miss Hannigan. Only a second choice, if anything, but 2. Give me a light. Mr. Burrows, as he says, is already taken the 7-2. Now 17-10. Are you of the same mindset as Darren is concerned?
Yeah, Cecil, in the computer form, it mentions nothing about being balked up the straight. But you know why she was balked? Because I went for her in a big way. Yeah, it was gut-wrenching to see what happened to her in running. I mean,
And Philistine was very confident when I'd interviewed him earlier on that he thought this was a massive runner, and just generally the vibe was that people were expecting a big run.
Yeah, I mean, she was doing pace work beyond the lead on that occasion. It was Craig Zaki on Lucky Locker's fully up front. Elegant ass. Yeah. I guess the reservation over here is the mile. Same could be said about Miss Hannigan. But Miss Hannigan last time out certainly wasn't stopping, Cecil.
Yeah.
She was extending at the finish. So if she's ridden cold, once again, I think the mile's certainly within her reach. I'm playing safe, Cecil. 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Let's talk about race number 2's selections. There is the PA from Darren, and he's going the safe route 1 and 2. If those were not to come through, then it is going to be one of those long afternoons. And then Mr. Burrows, he's got his selection, and I think we know where his loyalties are. It is a Give Me a Light, a win bet, and it's now at 17-10 from the earlier anti-post pricing of around 7-2. So that is race 2, an interesting race to kick off that PA off time, 1:15. Okay, so we are into our Wednesday meeting at the vaal, our preview, and we're now at the first leg of the pick 6. Now remember that you can get in touch with us via our X handle, which is currently showing on the bottom of the screen, as well as our WhatsApp number. It is a week that is going to be busy, full of out-of-towners coming through for the national sales, so that will be a bit of a buzz around the racing circles. Let's get to the betting for that first leg of the pick 6, and the 1 Deception Pass is your 2-1 favorite. Number 3 Mocha Frappe, 3-1. Number 12 Radiant Heat, 5-1. It's 11-2. The 11, the Cane Train, it's 7-1, and better bar those. We've lost the 2 Secret Quarter. That leaves us with a field of 11, Mr. Burrows. The top 3, any of them tickle your fancy, or do you find something else that could upset the apple cart?
I don't really see an upset here. I thought this horse Deception Pass very hard to beat. You know, he ran off Halberdier in September. He ran off Tyrion Lannister 3 lengths in a sprint at Durbanville, who's Tyrion Lannister's really gone on to bigger and better things. And last time out, after a break, the 1,700 meters caught him out. He's going to love the 1,400 meter trip. I think that's going to be his best trip, maybe a mile in time to come. But this horse should take some beating if the second run after a rest doesn't catch him out. As well as Mocha Frappe, who's having his second run after a lengthy layoff. The money was down last time out. They expected him to win if you saw the comments. And he was almost tailed off. I mean, 9 lengths off Salute the Flag. And his 2 previous starts to that last year were behind Pure Predator and Prince of Green. So repeating those sort of performances with the blinkers on for the first time, he could rate the only danger to Deceptive Pass.
All right, so Deceptive Pass, a pretty confident selection there from Mr. Burrows. And I guess if you wanted to really add any credence to that form line behind Volta Fast came out and won again. Take that in the manner you wish to take it.
And Mr. De Coxos also won from there. Al Akhtar.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm leaning towards number one. You can see I bankered him in my bar pot and my PA Cecil. I also believe it's a racing too, but I'm forgiving him his comeback effort as a gelding. I think it was way too far, and it was after a rest too. So I like the fact that he's coming back in trip. You know, he's related to a well above average sprinter in Kiss Me Captain.
Oh, yes, that's
So,
also in the same silks, I think.
yeah, I think back up the straight. Darren's touched on Tyrion Lannister and Halberdier. Yeah, banker number one, Deception Post. I do have respect for Marco Frappe, but I wasn't impressed with his comeback efforts. He's going to have to improve substantially on that effort.
Right, so the pick six, courtesy of Mr. Burrows, he's gone the 1 and a 3. And he also goes just the two horses in leg 2, 1 and a 16. That is Kylie's Angel and Olivia's Way. And then after that, it is Wide Field by the field virtually. Then there's one more banker that is in the penultimate leg. The 3, 2,640 Rand. And we're off with race number 3, the third of our 8 races at 10 to 2. Right, we head to race number 4, the first of our 2 jackpots, and this is one of those big fields on the afternoon. It is going to be a challenging afternoon for exotic players, but well rewarding if you do get the combinations right. Let's get to race number 4. This is a for Hospitality's bookings call 011 6811 79 and 796 rather. I was going to say 79 and 6. But let's have a look at the betting for race number 4. We've got the 1 Kylie's Angel, that is a 22 to 10. The 16 Olivia's Way, 9 to 2. 7 to 1 the 11th Sneak Preview, 17 to 2 and a Better Bar. Those one of the 2-year-olds in a race number 4. Now, Mr. Marie, what are we looking at? Kylie's Angel or Olivia's Way? Do you make it a 2-horse race?
Cecil, the way the false rally is set up, I'm going to be leaning towards Carly's Angel. I'm of the opinion that the better going is going to be right up the inside. What can we say? Anything that joins Tony Peters' yard has got scope to improve.
Lots of improvement.
I mean, the stats show that the majority of them are more than capable of just winning.
First time out.
And going on with it. So, yes, healthy respect for her. I like Olivia's Way as a racehorse. I think she's got a little bit of substance about her. I was impressed with her second efforts. I was impressed with her debut efforts around the bench. She was very green. Last time out, the race was angled towards the inside, and she was doing the best out of the horses on the outside. Once again, they're drawn wide apart, her and the favourite. So let's see where the better going is. If you like Olivia's Way, Mother City actually holds her, but she wasn't making her debut, whereas Mother City was having her second start. So I don't think there will be much separating the two of them once again. So in order of preference, 116.15.
116.15. Mr. Burrows, what about your good self? 1 or 16, or is it someone else?
I'm going 16, 115. So the same 3 selections as Daryl. Just in a different order. I thought Olivia's Way, the horse to beat. You know, first time out was running on nicely behind Too Late, My Mate. She had Mother City a length and a half in front of her. There wouldn't be too much separating them, but I think Olivia's Way has improved. Her second start behind Queen of Fire, the form line's been franked. Trent Mayhew's ridden her in both her starts, so he knows her well. He does take off 2 kilos because the riding weight of his is 54, so he can only claim 2. But that's good enough for me. He receives 6 kilos from Kylie's Angel. It's a lot of weight. I know she's only a 2-year-old, but surely she's the horse to beat. So I'm going Olivia's Way, Kylie's Angel, first run for the stable. She'll do well, and Mother City for third.
I see there's a banker at the back of your jackpot suggestion there. That is the 3 Duke of Rock. But I noticed Kinshan Shah is in the race as well. What is happening there?
Yes, between those 2 runners, but Duke of Rock, you'll see the best of him now that he's dropped to 1,000 meters.
All right, thank you so much. That's a banker in the last leg, race number 7, 220 Rand. That is the total outlay to our first jackpot, and that gets underway with race 4 at 25 past 2. All right, so we get into the second half of an 8-race program. It is due off at 3 o'clock with the running of race number 5, a take a win, number fillies a mare 72. It's over the 1,500 meters, and our favorite in race number 5 is the 8 Empress Game at 28 to 10, 4 to 1. The 1 Higgledy Piggledy 11 to 2. The 10 Count Your Chances. The 5 a Secret Recipe is at 7 to 1. It's 8 to 1, and better about those. Mr. Burrows, it looks like the Aussies could be very much the catalyst to a lot of the outcome to races.
Yes, they've got a nice card of runners, but this was Count Your Chances. Daryl actually labelled this last time out. I was of the opinion she had a minor place chance, and she absolutely took off to win. That was impressive. She's comes into the race with 52 kilos, and she must have a big say here. You've got Empress Game that ran off Miss Hannigan. She was well beaten, 6 lengths. She could be competitive if she sees out the trip. The Aussie runners, Higgledy Piggledy, impressive maiden winner. Secret Recipe, always thereabouts. The horses dropping in class and ratings are Kesu Azul. She has been disappointing, but she's got the ability. And Woman of Substance. Now, this filly showed big improvement last time out, and she races off a very low rating, so don't ignore her chances either.
All right, so that is the race number 5. Pierce Stratum in town just for the one ride, and that is taking his high-performance car all the way to the vault to ride Kisa Azul, whom he's ridden on the last 2 occasions.
I think what's key to her chances of is Pierre got off last time and he said, take the blinkers off, put her back up the straight where her best recent form is over. And the fact that he's heading all the way out to the Orange Free State for one ride could speak volumes. So I'm actually going to give her a strong winning chance of I think she's certainly better than her most recent efforts. Recently we've heard Adam, as you say, Secret Recipe needs to get things her own way.
That's right.
And I think Drawn 1 could possibly assist her in getting that. Cecil. So I'm giving her another chance of Empress Game. What can we say about that stable currently? They're really doing well. Even Samanga and Fani have teamed up as a formidable force. They're booting home the winners. I respect her chances. I've just got my reservations of the trip. If she sees it out, she must be a contender. And then the horse that we touched on last time, Count Your Chances, has to be included. But I'm leaning towards numbers 4 and 5 over here.
So right, it's the box exacta 4, 5, 8, and a 10. And in that same breath, I hope you did make it to the wedding on Count Your Chances after having stuck us into it. But well played that day. 20 to 1, I hope. Not so today, 11 to 2. That is the exacta box for race number 5, first leg of Jackpot 2. Fillies and Mares 80 will be race number 6. The last chance to get involved in a pick 3. We will be getting a pick 3 suggestion shortly. It is a racehorse owners association handicap, and they're going over the 1,000 meters. Your favorite is the 2 on cue, and that is the 3 to 1. Number 8 Articuno is at 11 to 2. 11 to 2, the 9 and the Ether, and the 1 Law of Success is at 6 to 1. Then a couple of runners bracketed at 3 to 1. It is the Roy Magna Train 3 White Hills at 7 to 1, and 7 to 1 is the 6 Heirloom, 8 to 1, and better bar those. Mr. Burrows, a very trappy race number 6. It is 10 runners, and you could make a case for quite a few of them, who seem to be finding their form again. Case in point, number 6 Heirloom.
I don't like this race. This is my field race. I thought the trickiest race on the card. You've got a form line, Law of Success. Now, she's not too well in at the weights. If you look at collateral form, White Heels could turn the tables. A horse like, where's it now? A Green Flash comes into the race because there's a big turnaround in the weights, as well as Articuno, who's got a big swing in the weights with the Law of Success. But I could touch on pretty much every runner in the race. On cue, your current favorite. Probably the right type of company to see her win again, but very tricky.
Thank you so much, Mr. Marie. 7 Green Flash had that post-maiden run, second post-maiden run, and I think sooner or later we'll see the proper Green Flash, who won well on a debut. But 6 lengths and then 5 lengths behind them, I think we'll get it right.
Yeah, Cecil, it's a handicap, so she must be in with a chance.
Yeah.
But she's trying 1,000 meters for the first time. On the Lord of Success effort, she is held, but she's lightly raced and possibly got more scope for improvement than the others. I'm leaning towards number 8 of here, Articuno. Now, I think she's been drawn on the the wrong side of the track in her last 2 starts. Drawn 1 out of 10, then drawn 2 out of 13. Upper Turpentine stands out straight. Now she's drawn 3. I'm hoping that's on the better side. And she, like Darren touched on, she's as much as 7 kilograms better off with Law of Success. So I think she's going to feature over here. If you like her chances, you have to have respect for White Hills. And then on cue, her 2 efforts since returning from a break haven't been bad whatsoever. You know, in her penultimate start when she ran behind Golden Sickle, we know what Golden Sickle went on and did, and that was a very competitive Bohemia. So I think 2 and 8 to fight it out, respect for the 3.
Okay, so strong hand either way for the Paul Mattis stable if Law of Success defies all the odds and the way turnarounds. But it's 238 by the 2 and 3, and then it is very wide at the back end. Is an outlay of 54 Rand. A pick 3 suggestion, our last one, courtesy of Daryl Marie. All right, so racing on a Wednesday at the Vaal. We're on the old track. That is the Standside track. A trappy affair it is on the Wednesday. Race number 7 is no exception. It's a 1,000-meter contest play, soccer 6, 10, and 13, merit rate 72 handicap. It's off at 10 past 2, a field of 11 currently carded, but it seems like the upper echelon of the betting should be the catalyst to the outcome. Kinchin Shah, that is your marginal favorite at 22 to 10. The 3, Duke of Rock 28 to 10. At the 7, Cityscape 7 to 2, 7 to 1. Number 1, Stormy Seas, and then it's 8 to 1 and bet about those. Mr. Marie, let's start with you and hear your thoughts on race 7. We know that there has been a slight change of allegiances from Mr. Burrows' perspective. In your case, what is it with you?
Darren's been for Kingston Shaw his last 2 starts.
Yeah.
Now he's on Duke of Rock. But yes, this is strictly on form. Duke of Rock holds Kingston Shaw, but Kingston Shaw ran well below par behind Kian the Conqueror. You know, Kingston Shaw in his last 2 starts, he's proven that he's very competitive off his current mark. And the fact that Trent's taking 4 kilograms off his back up the straight should give him a strong winning chance over here. Certainly a strong chance to reverse the form with Stormy Seas, who beat him in his penultimate start. Then you got Duke of Rock. You know, last time out, they put the money down as if the result was known. 200 meters from out, he was in with a lively winning chance, and then he just got swamped late. He's been in front with 200 to go in his last 2 starts, and now they're dropping him in trip, and maybe that's going to prove to be a winning move. Yeah, I think Fabian's got him in a good space, and he has to be respected over here. I'm not going to separate the 2 of them.
Right, but Mr. Burrows has separated the 2. He's gone with the 3. Duke of Rock, as your ally here rightly points out. The weights do favor your selection, Mr. Burrows, or at least your banker in that first jackpot.
Yes, Cecil. Now, if you watch the way Duke of Rock travels in his races, he absolutely cruises along. If it's 1,200, 1,400, you think he's going to win by 3, and then they just swallow him up and he stops to a walk. His most impressive run to date was his debut over 1,000 meters, where he was very unlucky in behind runners. He ran second, but I thought this horse was going to the tops. And he didn't quite get there because they never raced him over 1,000 meters ever again. And I think the 1,000 meters going to suit him down to the ground. I think he'll win. Kin Shen Shah, I've been for him in his last 2 starts. He will be the immediate danger, and Cityscape for 3rd.
Yeah, I think the Connections will be hoping to get their money back on Wednesday with the 3 Duke of Rock. That is a win selection from Darren, and that is race 7 due off at 10 past 4. You can also use it as an anchor into that last double. That is the first leg, last leg being race number 8.